Welcome back. It's another episode of the Peak Signing Agents podcast with me, your host, DVO, Derek Van Otten, where I'm helping you become the best notary and signing agent you can possibly be. Quick disclaimer, we are talking about a 1099-S in a seller packet. So I am not giving tax tips or tax advice. If you found this YouTube channel or podcast episode looking for that type of information, this is not it. This is where I am giving tips for notaries and signing agents who will be helping sellers sign their packet and notarized documents. One of the documents is a 1099-S. And as a signing service owner, I see a lot of mistakes on this page. So that's why we are talking about it on this episode. So if you found this in error, go ahead and keep looking elsewhere. But you are more than welcome to tune in, and hope you all are listening or watching and will get great value from this. I am talking about the 1099-S in a seller packet because as a signing service owner, I see a lot of mistakes with this. So I wanted to talk about it really fast. Now, I know I talked about the true or false questions in a seller packet, and that's episode 106. So if you are going through seller packets and you see these true or false questions, they seem a little like they're difficult to understand or explain to the people, or if when you're with the signers and they take a long time on this page, go to episode 106 and I'll go into more details of how I explain this page and help the sellers go through it. But we are talking about 1099s on this episode, and the 1099-S specifically. What is a 1099-S? Well, the 1099-S, actually, let's talk real quick about 1099. A 1099, I believe, is the IRS code, meaning you are gaining some type of income or wage. And so the 1099-S, the S means it's a sale. If you have a retirement account like a 401k or IRA and you were to pull money from that and take distributions from your retirement account, you would get a 1099-R. If you were gambling and you won big money in Las Vegas, and they would have to issue you another 1099, I believe, G for gambling. Let me know if I am wrong in the comments. And for example, as a notary and signing agent, you are self-employed. You are working, providing service, working for signing services or title or mortgage companies, and they will issue you a 1099 NEC, NEC meaning non-employment compensation. And so we're talking about specifically 1099-S in this episode. So a 1099-S means that the sellers are selling their property or land, and we are going in and having them sign it. Now, one thing I am seeing as a signing service owner that a lot of notaries miss, that's what I'm talking about on this episode. And on this episode, I am actually recording from my home office down in the basement. Sorry, I'm not doing it from the mobile office, but it is being serviced this weekend. Sometimes it just needs the service done, getting new tires, getting winter tires, getting the oil changed. And there is some noise, some squeaking noise, probably because of the cold weather that we're having currently here in Utah. So it's just being serviced right now. Anyway, let's talk about the 1099-S. One thing I'm seeing a lot of times as a signing service owner are people, notaries, I should say, signing agents, and not filling it out all the way. So what is missing? What am I not seeing as a signing service owner? Well, the 1099-S, the title companies need this filled out properly. A lot of times there's going to be blank lines. Sometimes there's not blank lines, but some spaces that need to be written in. Remember, the 1099 is IRS code, I believe. And this form is getting reported to the IRS. The title companies or attorneys have to report to the IRS somebody selling a property. That's why there are those true or false questions, because they're trying to find out, are there any capital gains tax that need to be added on to the sellers? And it's same with the 1099-S. How much are they selling it for? We need to report this to find out if capital gains taxes. So just like on those true or false questionnaire, and just like the 1099-S, there are certain things that need to be filled in. Again, it's getting reported to the IRS. So what needs to be filled in? Their social security number and their mailing address. These are crucial. These must be written in. Notaries who I have seen who have a ton of experience still do not get this written in. The reason why I'm saying this is because if there is a 1099-S, look thoroughly, because somewhere it needs to be written in. It might already be printed on there, their social security number, or their mailing address might already be on there, but it should always be there. So look thoroughly. And some forms have a lot of different 1099Ss. Sometimes they look a little different. You, as the notary signing agent, should be thoroughly looking through this form and finding out where does the social security number and mailing address go. This needs to be written in. And I have to a lot of times put notes in the platform saying, don't forget to fill in the blank lines. And so many notaries miss it. And the notaries have a lot of experience, but they might not be peak signing agents. So if you want to stand out and be a peak signing agent, fill this in thoroughly. Now, maybe you've been thinking, oh, I have never done this. Well, that means either the signing service or the title company are receiving the documents and they're saying, they didn't write this in. And they're calling the sellers and getting this information. Or they're calling their agent and getting the seller's real estate agent on the phone and getting this information. It is getting written on there at some point by someone, and it should be you, by the way. It should be you, or you're passing that on to the seller saying, hey, make sure to fill this in. Write your social security number on this line and write your mailing address on this line. Now, sometimes, like I said, it's pre-printed and there's only one social security number on there. That's fine, especially if they're married and they're filing jointly. That's fine if there's only one person's social security number already pre-printed on there. That is fine. Not a big issue. You do not need to add the second person. You're more than welcome to, but it's not needed. So I know this seems, if you're a peak signing agent, this seems repetitive or like you're like, I already know this. Great. I am so happy that you are doing this properly. But I am telling everyone here, as a signing service owner who does 10, 20, 30 orders a day, there are a lot of missed 1099S forms filled out. I think a lot of notaries just see blank lines and they don't think, they'll fill it in later. No. As a notary signing agent who has taken some type of training course, I hope, you should be filling in these blank lines. And the social security number and the mailing address must be on there. Real quick, while we're talking about tax forms, let's talk about another form that I'm seeing a lot of mistakes on while we're on the topic. That's the 4506C. The 4506C, this is going to be in a purchase or refinance packet. But this is where the lender is saying, hey, borrower, we want to go to the IRS and ask for tax return copies. We want to ask for your last maybe 2 or 3 years of tax returns. We want to go right to the IRS and ask for that directly. On the 4506C, this is just a little side note, but it is split in half. There's the left side for the borrower and the right side for the co-borrower. Then at the bottom is their signature allowing that, signature and date. I see a lot of notaries just fill in the co-borrower. Do not just add it in. Do not add in the co-borrower. Most likely on the 4506C, they have their own page. Now, yes, the borrower could have combined them. And maybe you're thinking, oh, but they're married and they filed jointly. Doesn't matter. You do not need to add it in. Again, if you've been saying, I've been doing it all these years anyway, I've been doing it. You know what? Yeah, it's probably not a deal breaker, but it's just unnecessary. All right. And it just shows the signing service, the title company, the mortgage company, that you just don't know what you're doing. You're just having people sign all sorts of documents. Don't do it. On a 4506C, if both names are there, borrower and co-borrower, then have them both sign. If only one person's name's there, just have the one person sign. And if there are co-borrowers who are both on the loan, but you do only see one of them, actually, that might be a red flag for you to ask the signing service or title company and just say, hey, real quick, I noticed only one 4506C was here. Should there be two? That just shows signs of you as a peak signing agent. All right, I hope that helps. This is a little tip I want to give on this quick episode. And then another quick thing I want to mention is from the time this episode was released, about 2 weeks ago, I did one-on-one coaching. This has been in the links of the podcast and YouTube channel for one-on-one coaching. Me and my signing service owner friends are doing every Saturday one-on-one coaching. And I know I did advertisements for this previously, but with my health situation last year, I was not doing it. I am doing it now. Had the first episode, we had nearly 100 people on just asking me questions. They get one-on-one coaching with me and any one of my signing service owner friends, and we are giving our tips and our information, our knowledge. We've been in this business. All of us that are on here talking on the one-on-one coaching have at least been a signing agent for at least 5 years, and I would say about 95% are signing service owners as well. It's a great way for you to get tips and information. It's an hour every Saturday. The link is, again, in the YouTube channel and podcast. If you want to get more information on that one-on-one coaching, it was my first time, and even I got a lot of value out of it. So you should check it out. I'll be doing more of them as well. And I hope you keep our rocking. It's the beginning of 2025. It's a new year. It's a new you. You're going to explode your business this year. I can feel it. I know you can feel it too. I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.